And Justin, you're the OG co-host. We'll let you pick which one of these 500 guys you want to start with for next year.
Well, let's just start with Christian Craig then, because I got a question to ask both of you guys,
Okay.
and we basically okay. So everybody knows that listens to the show and knows I like Christian. I understand. He hasn't really lived up to all the hype that's been around him. Obviously with who his dad was, and with Paige's dad being Jeff Myshak, him always getting the Geico ride. So yeah, I understand he hasn't lived up to the hype. But we know how talented he is. But we kind of touched on this when we did the Silly Season show, and you guys both kind of agreed, or both was on the same page, I should say, that you think this might be just another situation where, because Myshak moved his money over to Star, just like he did with Geico and Factory Connection, that maybe Christian, if things aren't going right, maybe he'll just be like, it's not that big of a deal. My wife's dad, he's got money in the team. I'll always have a ride, whatever. But I think he kind of proved this summer how motivated he is to end his career, which, let's be honest, it is ending soon. He's going to be 29 next year, so maybe 2-3 years. He wants to be on a good 450 ride. So my question to you guys is, do you think this is going to be another situation where he gets a couple heat race wins, maybe a main, and then just kind of has an up and down season like he always has? Or do you think because now he finally is on the best bike, because people always ask, what could Christian do if he is on the best bike? Nothing against the Geico bike, but we know the difference between the Star bike and every other 250F. Do you think this is finally going to be enough to maybe put him over the top where he gets some main event wins, battling for a championship, not winning a championship, but at least being there in the points the entire season?
Cole, you want to go or you want me to go? Cole?
Cole?
All right, Cole's gone. Cool.
All right, good talk.
I'll get this fired up then. Here's the thing. He's got to stay on two wheels to make this happen. So, God, here we go. Cole's trying to call me back. Let me decline that. Let me call him back here. Add call. 414.
Great radio.
Great radio, bro.
Great radio. We can just edit this out.
I'm not editing shit.
Hello, you have reached Cole Ugetti with Tucker Power Sports. Unfortunately, I am unable.
All right, I don't know what's going on. He didn't answer.
Oh, Jesus.
Went to voicemail. So basically, dude, he's okay. We've talked about this a little bit off the air, and I'll just reiterate what I've been saying. I feel like it's a lateral move. We all know the Star Yamaha is better, but it's not that much better. In Supercross, we'll say there isn't the advantage with it like there is in outdoors. Okay, and as far as the Supercross thing goes, if he can't stay on two wheels, it does no good. Does zero good. I mean, you go back and look at last year, and I've been watching some of last year's races. How many races did he not finish because he was on the ground? Because I know of at least two.
I mean, I have to go back and watch them too because I don't really remember too many of them.
Yeah, so I know of at least two. What was I watching? Oh, Oakland, he went out with something. And then there's whatever, was it Anaheim 2 where Ferrandis bonsai'd him? I mean, so there you go.
Yeah, so obviously that's not his fault.
Yeah, there you've got at least two, but I feel like there was at least one or two more. You can't not finish 4 rounds and think you're going to be in it, whether you're on a Star Yamaha or not. So I really think it's a lateral move. So the funny thing is we're talking about Craig like, oh, he's this contender, he's this contender, he's this contender. Okay, I'll give you he's ran up front, and I'll give you he's had decent years here since his return, okay? He's only won one race. He's won one race. That's it. He has not won multiple races. He's not been really in this title contention more than for a few rounds. He's won one race in the last 3-4 years. I mean, I feel like he came back in the sport in a pretty similar time that I did, so around, 16, 17, something like that. And like I said,
I think his first year back was 2015.
Yeah, so one race is what he's won, and he's battled for some other ones. Like he had some great battles with Webb when he was in the 250 class, but outside of that, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Do I think he's going to be a factor to like be in the mix to win some races? Yes, very much so. Do I think that this is the magic pill that all of a sudden he is going to just take off and be on this upwards trajectory, yada, yada, yada? No, I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to win a championship by any means. I just think that, and I said this when we did the silly season podcast, that I just think because that he finally put an outdoor season together, albeit an abbreviated season, and proved how good he is on that 450 instead of him just talking about it. You know, he was top 10 the whole entire year, got a podium the last race in Paula. He knows that, and he even said it, he wants to be on a factory 450 ride the last couple of years of his career. And I just think that he knows that now he has to get it done this year. And like I said, I don't think he's going to win a title by any means, but I do expect him to win more mains. I think that he's going to win. If I were to put a number on it, I'd say he wins 2 mains this year, no matter what, unless he's on a coast with Fortner and Jet at the same time. But I don't think this is going to get him a championship, but I do expect more because for the first time, and he did this, I think it was the first interview he did. Oh, somebody is Cole calling right now?
He might be calling you. He's not calling me. See if he can answer.
I keep hearing a buzzing. No, he's not calling me. I keep hearing a buzzing in my ear from the phone.
I don't know. Oh,
all right. So, anyways, let's just wrap this.
He's
right there.
Well, he's telling me to call him. Go ahead. Just wrap this up, and then I'll call him. Talk.
All right. So, last thing I'll say on Christian. So, my last thing I'll say on Christian is the only reason I have a little more faith in him is because I was saying his first interview that he did when he finally made it official that he signed with Star on camera, he said that he knows this is the time he's got to put up or shut up. Because if he doesn't get it done now, he's not going to get a 450 ride. And even after all the talk that Christian always does every year, I want to be a title contender, he's never acknowledged the fact that he knows he has to get it done to ultimately be in the 450 class. So maybe this is what whether you want to say it's the kick in the ass, he needs to get it done. I think that this year is going to be different in that sense because now he realizes he has to if he wants that 450 ride. So I'll say he gets a couple more wins. So that's kind of all I was really going with that. I think this is going to be a better year for him than maybe people want to give him credit for, but I'm not expecting a title. So
okay. All right. Well, hold on. Let me try to call Cole one more time here. This idiot. This is great radio, by the way. Like, this is probably going to be our highest rated show ever.
Yo.
All right. Yo, you're back. All right. Let's merge these calls back in. All right. Justin, you hear us again?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, great. So let's
You got a lot of background noise from me or what?
a little bit.
I can hear there it's gone now.
Okay, so let's move on here down the Star team. Jeremy Martin. I'll start with my thoughts. Outdoor champion.
Okay.
Supercross, same thing we've seen.
I think he's coming in hot.
He's always coming in hot to Supercross.
No, I don't know. I say this. I've said this like the last 2 years that he's really going to surprise people, but maybe this time he actually will. Do I sound like an idiot or no?
No, elaborate. Like, I don't disagree. I mean, I get where you're coming from when you say that, and we always all kind of say that. All right, now there's a lot of background noise.
This is the best show ever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm in the garage with 8 dudes.
Well,
We're circle jerking, dude.
You
want to say hi?
No.
He said move the studio to here.
No.
I don't know who said that.
That's what Rusty Nuts said.
Jesus. Yeah.
Tell Rusty I'll text him tomorrow.
All right.
Anyways, so why do you think this is going to be different for J-Mart this year?
I don't know. Just based off that first video we all saw of him riding at Paris, and that was like 1 or 2 days back on the bike, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody hit corners like that or just look like that in a while. And
No, I agree.
If he's got his mojo working, he knows he's on a bike that can win. I think before there was a little bit of confidence lacking in his equipment, and now that's all back. So
yeah,
I think he's coming in a good mindset. We know the equipment's good, and we know he can be a podium guy, even on that Geico Honda he was. So
yeah.
I think he puts it together a little better than he has in years past.
Does he get a couple wins, main event wins this year, or no?
Yes. Now, if he's on the same coast as Fortner,
yeah,
it might be pretty damn close. But yeah, I think he's got a real damn good shot at it this time.
Well, if we look back on it, the last time he was on a Star Yamaha and Supercross, he did have the red plate for a few rounds.
He did, and also kind of looking back on some of the old stuff, like when he like rode that 450 for a couple rounds.
Yeah.
In the what year was that? 13? Not that long ago. 18.
Yeah, something like that. 2018.
Yeah. So like even just more power underneath him, he looked pretty comfortable too. I don't know if that's going to be a factor or not, just because he's going to have more power underneath him. But
yeah,
I don't know. He just looked good on that 450 and smooth. And this again probably sounds dumb, but I think that 250F Yamaha is probably going to feel a lot like that. Craig himself was saying you could lug it around in third a lot more, so if that fits his style, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, I think kind of what I just said with Craig before you jump back on the call is that I expect this year to be different. I don't expect titles because I think we kind of know who the two favorites are, unless, once again, Fortner and Jett are on the same coast. I think that he will get a few main wins this year. I think that he'll be in it most of the year, but then he'll kind of he'll make that mistake that he always does, and I don't deny that as much as I'm a J-Mart guy. Mm-hmm. But where I disagree with Travis, because he just said this with the Christian thing, and he said that it's a lateral move in Supercross. As much as I hate to say it because I'm a Honda guy, that Yamaha is so much better than all these other bikes. And even just as small as getting a start makes a difference, especially now more than ever with as close as everybody is. Yeah. So I think that's just going to be the difference is because, I mean, let's be real. J-Mart's starts this year in Supercross were absolutely garbage. They were garbage.
Yep.
And so, I don't think anybody's saying a title other than outdoors, but I think it'll be different. Like I said, I think they get a few wins this year.
He's going to be more in the game.
Yeah, so so we know how Travis feels. What about Justin Cooper? Travis, what do you think about him? Because you were high on that at the beginning of
Travis loves himself some Justin Cooper.
I think.
Oh yeah, Justin Cooper.
I think.
Hey, you know what else Travis would probably do? He's going to win 30 plus at Dutch next year, and he's going to bring his dog on the podium.
Yes.
First off, it's gonna be long road, okay? I don't like Dutch that much. I almost fucking wadded myself into a tree at Dutch. I'm kind of like, not my favorite place. Second off, my dog's way cuter than his, so we're already winning. Third off.
Oh, yeah, right.
Third off, dude, bro, if I get on the podium, you don't even know what I'm gonna do. All right, let's just say that. All right. Anyway, dude, Jay Coop. I think he is a title contender. If he is on the opposite coast from Forkner, I think he's the title favorite.
Oh,
even if he's on the same coast as Jett?
Yeah. God, no.
Really?
Dude, he is...
Put him on the same coast as Colt Nichols and RJ, and I still don't see him as a favorite.
Wait a minute. No. I want, like, Travis, you didn't really say anything. You even think, though, if he's on the same coast as Jett, he's the title favorite?
I would think he has to be.
Because that almost contradicts what you've been saying about Jett, then.
It does, but okay. But again, when we've been talking about Forkner, I don't think Forkner's going to get it done, but I think Forkner is the title favorite. But there's a difference between thinking they're the favorite because they have the experience and the speed to do it and should be the ones to do it, and actually thinking they're going to get it done.
I don't know.
Now, Cooper is the favorite, and I think if you put Cooper and Jett on the same coast and Forkner on a different coast, then I think it's Then I think it's a battle royale to the end there. I I mean, you got to remember, Cooper was still within striking distance when we went to Salt Lake City, and even though it wasn't really made public till about the time we were leaving Salt Lake City, he was hurt that whole time. So...
Yeah, but he got his ass handed to him.
He fell off pretty hard before Salt Lake even started. Like once
I get what you're saying, Travis.
Once I got momentum, he was done.
I agree with what you're saying, Travis, and I say that, but he got his ass handed to him quite a bit before we went to Salt Lake.
There was, but let me point this out, okay? Because like I said, I've been going back and watching the races from last year. So I was watching Glendale, okay? Glendale was a rough time for him. He wadded it the first moto. Second moto, he tipped over. And then third moto, he went out and just
won.
Crushed. So he can fight through that adversity, okay? So, I mean, I'll be the first to admit with him, where you say, yes, I'm high on him. Yes, I am high on him, and I feel like there's expectations because he's won races. He's been in hell, he's got one of the best finish percentages or whatever you want to call it, finish places, race, whatever, that out of anybody that's come through in the last 10 years almost, even better than Dungey, I think they said at one point. But he's definitely had his struggles when you get later on in the championship fight. But again, here we are. We're now going into this is third year, fourth year? Is this fourth? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know, dude. Third, fourth place. That's just, as Justin likes to say, who he is.
I don't know, man. Well, he's got. So we're talking about Craig as a title contender, and he's got way more wins than Craig and way better finishes than Craig.
Well, no. I don't think. Like I said, I didn't.
Cooper's got one win, and Craig's got one win, right?
No, Cooper's got 2, doesn't he? Or 3?
Well, you got to remember he missed his whole rookie season because he crashed.
Yeah,
the second weekend.
He should have won a race, but he took Sexton out like a fucking idiot.
Well,
that's
a thing too.
And then he won the opener, and that was it.
See, that's the weird thing about this year is that you look at all these guys, and there's no clear-cut favorite because all of them have the things that they all have their deficiencies. Whereas the last couple of years, we kind of know, hey, these guys should be the ones winning. Where you're looking at all these guys that are considered the quote-unquote favorites, and all of them have basically put themselves on the ground at some point that have cost them championships. So, you talk about Cooper and you talk about Jet. See, and that's why I want to go to the next guy who's my favorite on that Star team, and Cole's talked about him quite a few times. I think Colt Nichols is the favorite on the Star team, and it annoys me that people are overlooking him.
Yeah,
I think he's a favorite.
This is a guy that had the red plate for multiple rounds, came out and won 2 races in a row, right?
And beating Frenchie and AC while he was doing it.
Yeah, the only thing, again, you go back to the deficiencies, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, and see, that's, once again, the Star might have the most talented team of anybody, but yeah, I think Colt Nichols does better than anybody else on that team at the end of the year in points. And like I said, we keep talking about this, but I'll go so far as to say this. You put Faulkner on whatever coast and you put Jet, Cooper, and Nichols on the same coast, I'm taking Colt Nichols for that title.
So am I. Yeah.
I am. I really am. I think that if he stays healthy, I think that I can trust, and once again, that's a big if, but if he stays healthy, I'll take his consistency over Cooper and Jet all day long.
Yeah, I'll take his speed. I'll take his speed over Cooper's.
Oh, for sure. Well, look how good he did with being on the bike for a month at the end of the East Coast. I think it was he was off for a month, or he was only on the bike for a month, and he was already getting on the box, and he was leading a couple races. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that it's a little ridiculous that people are overlooking him. So, he's my favorite on that team. He is, and I've seen a couple videos of him, and I know that everybody looks like they're going fast before the start of Supercross, but he already looks like he's not that far off of where he was at the end of the pandemic or the quarantine or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Flying at the test track, bro. Flying.
Yeah, well, and then they got one more, the rookie, Jarrett Fry.
Well, what about Thrasher?
We got an expectation for him?
Dick about Jarrett Fry.
I have Thrasher and Fry on here. Is Thrasher not going till outdoors?
Well, he's a possibility for Supercross. That's why he's getting his Supercross points down at Minios, but he's a question mark.
Hang on. Let me.
No,
while
he's not getting
mentioning
the best one.
videos, I'm about to go on a little rant here.
Oh boy.
About who?
Max Bowling
Thrasher?
is the new. He is the new Big
Oh.
Air Tom.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we gotta wait before we go to that because that's going to be a long conversation right there. So let's just talk about Thrasher.
Let's
for a
maybe.
second.
Are you trying to do that tonight on this show or the next one?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, I want to get to.
he's literally our
What?
next one up
Go
to
ahead.
talk about.
So Thrasher is a question mark. Jarrett Fry, I don't really have any expectations for. I think he'll have some good moments, but who knows? He never really did any arena cross, even as an amateur, so he kind of is just – I think this is going to be a scrap year if it's not great for him. And like I said, Thrasher, nobody really knows. So,
was Fry at
but yeah,
was Fry at Mini O's too, or did he get all his points already that he needed?
No, he must have got his points somehow, which I don't know how he did because he never raced futures. So I don't fucking know.
Where'd Hammaker get his points?
Hammaker did already some arena cross shit even before futures.
Oh. All right.
So yeah, he was doing arena cross shit a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
So yeah, let's talk
move
about
off
the
of
biggest.
Star-